A large-scale search operation is underway in the state of Arizona, United States, following the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of renowned television host Savannah Guthrie. Under mysterious circumstances. According to official statements issued by the Pima County Sheriff's Department, Nancy Guthrie was last seen near her residence on the evening of January 31, 2026, at approximately 9:30 p.m. The location where the incident occurred is a residential building situated near the intersection of East Skyline Drive and North Campbell Avenue. According to official reports, the first notification regarding Nancy Guthrie's disappearance was made by family members through a call to the 911 emergency services around noon on February 1. Immediately following the call, Pima County Sheriff's Department personnel were dispatched to the scene and a search and rescue operation was initiated. During press conferences conducted by Sheriff Chris Nanos, it was emphasized that the evidence and circumstances found at Nancy Guthrie's home raised serious concerns among law enforcement officials. According to Sheriff Nanos, what was discovered at the residence does not align with a typical missing person case and indicates signs of criminal activity. For this reason, the scene has been officially classified as a crime scene, and appropriate forensic and investigative measures are being implemented. Sheriff's Department representatives emphasize that items found at the home possess suspicious characteristics, and that several circumstances indicate Nancy Guthrie did not leave of her own accord. Nancy Guthrie has limited physical mobility and must take special medical medications on a regular basis. The most concerning aspect is that if Nancy Guthrie does not take her medications within 24 hours, it could lead to fatal consequences for her life. As Sheriff Nanos explained, this is an 84-year-old woman who suffers from several physical ailments, has limited mobility, and requires constant medical attention. If she does not take the necessary medications within 24 hours, it could lead to death. Therefore, time is of critical importance. However, despite her complex medical condition, the sheriff emphasized that Nancy Guthrie is fully mentally sound and conscious. She has very good mental faculties, has no cognitive issues whatsoever, only physical limitations. This information further reinforces the likelihood that Nancy Guthrie did not leave her home of her own volition. Another concerning aspect related to Nancy Guthrie's health condition is the possibility that she may be exposed to cold weather conditions. In the state of Arizona, particularly at night, temperatures drop significantly. For an 84-year-old woman, especially one with medical issues, spending even a few hours in cold weather can be dangerous. A large-scale search and rescue operation has been organized by the Pima County Sheriff's Department. According to Sheriff Nanos, numerous resources, personnel, and volunteers have been mobilized for the search efforts. The operation has involved more than 100 Sheriff's Department vehicles, numerous criminal investigation teams, search and rescue crews, and representatives from other law enforcement agencies. Volunteers and personnel from other departments have been working tirelessly day and night. This involves not only search teams but all criminal investigation detectives and homicide unit personnel as well. Investigators are conducting search operations by utilizing surveillance camera footage, license plate reader systems, and other technical resources. Additionally, door-to-door searches are being carried out. The Federal Bureau of Investigation has also been brought into this case and is providing assistance at the federal level. The search and rescue operation encompasses several major directions. Searches are being conducted on foot and with specialized search dogs in the wide area surrounding Nancy Guthrie's home. Door-to-door inspections are being carried out in all nearby houses and buildings. Surveillance camera footage throughout the city is being analyzed. Very significant information was announced at the press conference held by Sheriff Nanos on February 2nd. Investigators consider the possibility that Nancy Guthrie was abducted against her will to be well-founded. As the sheriff explained, she was taken from the home against her will, possibly abducted during the night. Being taken against one's will means this indicates a possible kidnapping or abduction crime. This statement shows the serious direction of the investigation and increases the gravity of the incident. Specific details about the nature of the evidence found at the scene have not been fully disclosed. Nancy had very limited mobility. We know she did not simply walk out of there on foot. Other evidence found at the home also indicates she did not leave of her own accord. Investigators have collected DNA samples and other physical evidence from the scene. They hope to identify a DNA profile to help determine what they are dealing with. Investigators are also speaking with Nancy Guthrie's friends, neighbors, and acquaintances. On February 3rd, more than 48 hours after Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, Sheriff Nanos spoke grave words. This is a race against time, and it is hoped that this window of opportunity has not yet closed. This statement once again emphasizes the seriousness of Nancy Guthrie's medical condition and the urgency of finding her quickly. The 84-year-old woman is entering her third day without cold weather protection, necessary medical care, and medications. Each passing hour increases the level of danger to her life. As announced by the Sheriff's Department, investigators currently have no solid leads and any help from the public is of crucial importance. Medical experts emphasize that given Nancy Guthrie's age and health condition, her vital functions could deteriorate rapidly. Particularly, the lack of necessary medications, insufficient food and water, cold weather, and stress factors together create a very dangerous situation. For this reason, investigators are working at maximum speed and immediately checking any information received. Savannah Guthrie, the well-known host of the Today Show, is going through difficult days following her mother's disappearance. The 54-year-old journalist did not appear on her show on February 2nd and 3, as she is currently in Arizona with her family and assisting with the investigation. On the evening of February 2nd, Savanna posted a moving message on her Instagram social media account. She thanked her followers and supporters and called for prayers. As Savanna wrote, "They believe in prayer. They believe in voices raised in unison, in love, and in hope. They believe in goodness and in humanity." She called for prayers together for her beloved mother, dear Nancy. She is a woman of deep conviction, a good and faithful servant. Savanna concluded her post with short but powerful words, "Bring her home." Savanna also issued an official statement to the Today Show. "On behalf of our family, I want to thank everyone for their thoughts, prayers, and messages of support. Right now, our focus remains on the safe return of our dear mom. We thank law enforcement for their hard work on this case and encourage anyone with information to contact the Pima County Sheriff's Department." Colleagues from the Today Show also expressed their emotions. One of them said, "I got on my knees and prayed, and I don't think I've ever prayed for anything harder in my life." Another colleague addressed the public, saying that someone out there knows something and urged them to call. Sheriff's Department representatives emphasized that the Guthrie family is fully cooperating with the investigation. All family members are providing investigators with necessary information and assisting with search efforts. Savannah Guthrie had a very close relationship with her mother Nancy. They used to visit each other frequently, and Savannah had invited her mother as a guest on the Today Show on several occasions. Viewers would see the warm, affectionate relationship between Savannah and Nancy and admired their family bond. The Pima County Sheriff's Department has provided information about Nancy Guthrie's physical appearance. Nancy Guthrie is female, 84 years old. Her hair is brown. Her eyes are blue. Her height is 5 feet 5 inches, which is approximately 165 centimeters. Her weight is approximately 150 pounds or around 68 kilograms. Unfortunately, there is no information about what clothing Nancy Guthrie was wearing at the time of her disappearance. This is one of the factors complicating the search efforts. Nancy Guthrie's friends and acquaintances describe her as a kind, warm, and friendly person. She was an active member of her church community and regularly attended worship services. In fact, the first report about Nancy Guthrie's disappearance was given to Savannah and her family members by her friend from church. Nancy Guthrie had lived in Arizona for many years and was a well-known figure in the local community. Her neighbors remember her as a quiet, pleasant, and independent person. Law enforcement agencies are placing great hope in the public's assistance. Sheriff Nanos has repeatedly emphasized that any information, no matter how small, can make an important contribution to the investigation. If anyone saw suspicious activity or movements around East Skyline Drive and North Campbell Avenue on the evening of January 31st, they should immediately contact the sheriff's department. If someone saw a woman matching Nancy Guthrie's description or has information about any vehicle or persons who may be connected to the incident, they must report it immediately. If someone heard unusual sounds or witnessed events in the neighborhood that night, this information could also be important. All information is kept confidential and any help is valuable. The Sheriff's Department phone number is 520-3514900. Additionally, for emergency situations, people can call 911. The Sheriff's Department is also widely distributing Nancy Guthrie's photo and information. Special announcements have been placed on social media, local mass media, and throughout Arizona. The goal is to inform as many people as possible and expand the search radius. The local community is also actively participating in the search efforts. Volunteers are dedicating their time, joining search groups, distributing flyers, and sharing information on social media. This is a good example of community solidarity. Nancy Guthrie's disappearance has attracted great attention in the state of Arizona and throughout the country. This incident has affected not only the family of famous journalist Savannah Guthrie, but also many Americans. Investigators are examining all possibilities and carefully checking every aspect of the case. DNA analyses, surveillance footage analyses, witness interviews, and local search operations continue. The involvement of the Federal Bureau of Investigation demonstrates that the case is important at the state level and that all available resources are being utilized. However, the time factor is of critical importance. Each passing hour increases the danger to Nancy Guthrie's health. Due to her medical condition, her need for necessary medications, cold weather conditions, and her age of 84, all of these factors make the situation even more serious. Law enforcement agencies are working tirelessly, but achieving success without the public's help is difficult. This incident raises important questions about family safety, protection of the elderly, and public awareness. It also demonstrates how important cooperation between the public and law enforcement agencies is. This is a difficult time of trial for Savannah Guthrie and her family. Millions of Americans are hoping and praying with them. The team of colleagues from the Today Show, Friends, and the entire country are supporting the Guthrie family. For now, the situation remains uncertain. But hope has not been lost. Investigators are actively continuing the case and believe in Nancy Guthrie's safe return. Any help from the public, no matter how small, can play a decisive role in this case. If anyone has any information, they should immediately contact the Pima County Sheriff's Department at 520-351-4900. Every minute is important. Every piece of information is valuable. Help can assist in saving Nancy Guthrie's life. This incident has sparked major discussions throughout the country. Many law enforcement experts, criminal psychologists, and security experts are expressing their views on this incident. They emphasize that for such situations, a quick public response and close cooperation with law enforcement agencies are very important. Several experts have also noted that cases involving the disappearance of an 84-year-old person usually need to be resolved very quickly because the time factor is of vital importance. Local community representatives are also expressing their concerns. Many neighbors say they did not see any unusual situations or suspicious persons in the neighborhood before Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. This creates additional difficulties for investigators because there are no clear witnesses or evidence. However, investigators are carefully checking every small piece of information and not ruling out any possibilities. Deputy sheriffs of Pima County are also participating in press conferences and regularly providing information about the search efforts. They emphasize that in such complex cases, teamwork and cooperation between different departments plays an important role. Cooperation with the Federal Bureau of Investigation gives investigators access to even wider opportunities and resources. FBI specialists are bringing in special technologies, databases, and experienced experts. Healthcare workers are also closely monitoring the situation. They have provided detailed information about Nancy Guthrie's medical condition to the Sheriff's Department. This information gives investigators an idea of where Nancy Guthrie might be and what kind of help she needs. Medical experts emphasize that Nancy Guthrie's need for medications is very serious and any delay could be dangerous for her life. Savannah Guthrie's colleagues and friends are also helping to support the family in various ways. Other hosts from the Today Show are regularly providing information about the search for Nancy Guthrie on air and asking viewers for help. The channel's management has also expressed full support for the Guthrie family and said that Savannah can take time off work whenever she wants. A major movement has also begun on social media. Thousands of people are sharing Nancy Guthrie's photos and information under special hashtags. The purpose of this movement is to inform as many people as possible and expand the search radius. Many celebrities are also posting on their pages to help find Nancy Guthrie. Search operations are also being conducted in other areas of the state of Arizona. Although the likelihood is high that Nancy Guthrie's physical limitations would not allow her to travel long distances on her own, investigators are not excluding any options. Law enforcement agencies in nearby cities and districts have also been notified, and they are taking precautionary measures in their territories as well. Medical facilities, hospitals, and clinics have also been alerted. Instructions have been given to immediately notify the Sheriff's Department if a patient matching Nancy Guthrie's description comes or is brought in. This systematic approach increases the chances of finding Nancy Guthrie more quickly. Psychologists are also providing support to the family. In such difficult situations, family members experience great stress and anxiety. Special specialists are working with Savannah Guthrie and her family members, providing psychological help and support. This brings some relief to the family during this difficult period. The local church community is also actively participating. Nancy Guthrie had been a church member for many years and was well known in the community. Church leaders are conducting special prayer services and calling on community members to pray for Nancy Guthrie's discovery. Additionally, the church community is sending volunteers to assist with search efforts and providing various forms of assistance to the Guthrie family. This incident also once again raises issues of attention and protection toward the elderly in American society. Many organizations and activists are emphasizing the need to strengthen measures to ensure the safety of the elderly and protect them from various dangers. Nancy Guthrie's disappearance has drawn attention to this important social issue. Security experts are also providing recommendations on strengthening security measures in neighborhoods, installing surveillance systems, and developing good relationships with neighbors. They emphasize that such measures not only help prevent crimes but also help find missing people more quickly. As Nancy Guthrie's case continues, many people do not lose hope. History shows that many such cases have been successfully resolved and missing people have returned safely. Investigators are also dedicating all their efforts toward this goal. They believe that with the help of the public, it will be possible to find Nancy Guthrie and return her to her family.